Welcome back.
This is NuFusion Science. In this new section of NuFusion, we explore the many different terrifying aspects of science, from tiny atoms to the vastness of space. Join us in this new venture.
Today we don our lab coats and biohazard suits as we investigate 10 of the most bizarre and horrifying ailments a human can encounter.
Kangra Morris, also known as Narrated disease. Kangra Morris is a fast-progressing polymicrobial infection of the mouth or genitals, often resulting in gangrenous tissue. Causes of this flesh-eating bacteria are malnutrition, dehydration, poor oral hygiene, unsafe drinking water, closeness to unkempt livestock, and immunodeficiency diseases. These predisposing factors make Kangra Morris prevalent in third world countries. The mucous membranes of the mouth develop ulcers, and rapid, painless tissue degeneration begins slowly eating away at the soft tissue and bone. This face-consuming bacteria particularly affects children under 12 in the poorest countries of Africa, Asia and South America. Although treatable with antibiotics if caught early, a mortality rate of 90% makes this disease truly terrifying.
Adiposis dolorosa. First described in 1892 by an American neurologist, adiposis dolorosa, also known as Durhams Disease, is a rare progressive condition characterized by multiple, painful lymphomas. These lymphomas mainly occur on the torso, the upper arms and upper legs. Mostly affecting postmenopausal women, the understanding of the cause of Durhams disease remains unknown. However, there has been a recognised correlation between the onset of Durhams and dramatic weight gain. Described by sufferers as an extremely painful fact, treatment is usually targeted towards pain relief, with little research into curing the disease.
Myiasis is the parasitic infestation of a mammal body by fly larvae. To survive, these larvae grow and feed on their host tissue. Although flies usually prey on open wounds, certain species may invade unbroken skin or enter the body through their nose or ears, and others may be swallowed if the eggs are deposited on the lips or on food. Larvae may infect dead, necrotic or living tissue in various sites: the skin, eyes, ears, stomach and intestinal tract. There are several different presentations of myiasis, all of which are characterized by pain, discomfort and a wriggling sensation. The first response to cutaneous myiasis once the breathing hole is formed is to cover the air hole thickly with petroleum jelly. Lack of oxygen forces the larva to the surface, where it can more easily be dealt with. In a medical setting, there may not be much time for such gentle approaches, and the treatment of choice might be more direct and invasive. An incision will often be made, followed by pressure around the lesion to eliminate the larva. Secondly, the wound must be cleaned and disinfected.
Hypertrichosis, or werewolf syndrome, is the excessive growth of hair, which can be isolated in small patches or cover the entire body, giving the appearance of the mythical werewolf, earning it the unfortunate nickname. This syndrome can be present at birth, but can also appear seemingly from nowhere later in life. There is no treatment for hypertrichosis, only management. Many sufferers opt for hair removal. Permanent hair removal often results in extensive scarring. Several circus sideshow performers in the 19th and early 20th centuries, such as Julia Pastrana, had hypertrichosis. Many of them worked as freaks and were promoted as having distinct human and animal traits.
Dracunculiasis, also called Guinea worm disease, is an infection caused by the guinea worm. Infection occurs when a person drinks water that contains water fleas infected with guinea worm larvae. Initially, there are no symptoms. It is not until around 1 year later that the person develops a painful burning feeling as the female worm forms a blister in the skin, usually on the lower limbs. The worm then comes out of the skin over the course of a few weeks. During this time, it may be difficult to walk or work. The worm is about 1 to 2 millimeters wide, and an adult female is 60 to 100 centimeters long. There is no vaccine or medicine to treat or prevent guinea worm disease. Once a guinea worm begins emerging, the first step is to submerge the infected area in a bucket of water. This causes the worm to discharge many of its larvae, making it less infectious. To extract the worm, a person must wrap the live worm around a piece of gauze or a stick. The process can be long, taking anywhere from hours to a week. Some have described this process as feeling like the infected area was on fire. Do not fear though. In 2014 there were only 126 cases of the disease reported. This is down from 3.5 million cases in 1986, and it now only exists in 4 countries in Africa.
Human papillomavirus, or HPV, is a DNA virus that is capable of infecting humans. Most HPV infections cause no physical symptoms. However, in some people, the infection will have a dramatic physical symptom. The aptly nicknamed Treeman Disease is an extremely rare genetic disorder characterized by a severe susceptibility to HPV, causing the growth of scaly papules, particularly on the hands or feet. The condition has no known cure, but treatments have been suggested. The effectiveness of these treatments varies and is often unreliable. One of the most notable cases of Treeman disease is that of Didi Kaswara, who eventually underwent massive surgery to remove over 6 kilograms of warts from his body. The surgery was documented by the Discovery Channel, but since then the warts have returned. Doctors have said that Didi will need this mammoth procedure twice a year for the rest of his life to keep the warts at bay.
Fecal vomiting or stercoraceous vomiting is when partially or fully digested matter is expelled from the intestines into the stomach by contractions and spasms of the gastric muscles and gaseous pressure. This causes the matter to be forcefully expelled from the stomach up into the esophagus and out through the mouth and sometimes nasal passages. As you would expect, it smells noxious. If contents of the large intestines are inhaled, severe or even fatal aspiration pneumonia results.
Trachoma is a bacterial infection of the eye which causes the inner eyelid to become grainy and inflamed, presenting as lumps. It is the leading cause of preventable blindness in the world, although rarely seen in developed countries. Trachoma usually first affects young children, causing mild irritation in the eyes and a discharge of pus or mucus. If left untreated, trachoma can cause the eyelids to turn inwards and the eyelashes to touch and scratch the eyeball. Trachoma is simple to treat. However, it's highly contagious and the risk of reinfection is high. As people with trachoma tend to live in areas where the infection is widespread, entire communities usually need to be treated to stop it spreading. The World Health Organization, or WHO, estimate there are 2 million people worldwide who are blind because of this condition.
Fibro dysplasia ossificans progressiva, or FOP, more commonly known as Stoneman disease, is a disorder in which muscle tissue and connective tissue such as tendons and ligaments are gradually ossified, forming bone outside the skeleton that severely restricts movement. Slowly imprisoning sufferers in bone, FOP is caused by a random mutation and can be passed on through recessive genes. Therefore, most sufferers cannot or choose not to have children. Interestingly, the diaphragm, tongue and extraocular muscles are spared in the ossification process, as well as cardiac and smooth muscle. There is no known cure for FOP, with attempts to surgically remove the extra bone resulting in more robust bone growth returning. The best known FOP case is that of Harry Eastlack. His condition began to develop at the age of 10, and by the time of his death from pneumonia in November 1973, 6 days before his 40th birthday, his body had completely ossified, leaving him able to move only his lips. In the hopes of helping others, Eastlack donated his body to science. His body remains to this day in the Philadelphia Museum and has been invaluable in the study of FOP.
Pterygium, also known as surfer's eye, due to the large number of surfers suffering from this condition, is a growth that develops across the clear cornea of the eye. The pterygium is usually pink and fleshy, causing discomfort and often interfering with vision. Pterygium is not a serious condition and it is easily treatable, but it tops our list as number 1 with its toe-curling appearance. That's all for tonight. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and make sure you like, share and subscribe for more NuFusion action.
I've been CJ.
I've been LJ. Sleep tight.